Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Good to see your faces. So I was just telling Joel that we are going to be done here at 3 o'clock. I know on the calendar it says 3:30 we're going to be done, but we're going to be done at 3. So I trust that that is okay with everyone and that you can see this screen. I'm going to do a couple of things with your permission. I'll use the PowerPoint presentation. However, I am going to hop over onto the whiteboard and a couple of times and do some writing. So also, for those that are online, you may not have received this this right here. But this is, I will email you this information. This is the 10 things that you can give to other agents as gifts in helping you build your profit share tree and adding to their business, adding value to their business. So let's talk a little bit about profit share and why is it such a beautiful thing? I'm going to tell you a quick story of how profit share came to be. In 1983, Keller Williams was founded as a dependent model company, just like an Edina Realty, a Coldwell Banker, a Century 21, a RE/MAX. It was a dependent model company. In 1987, on a particular day in 1987, 10 of Gary's top agents walked out of his office and went to a competitor across town by RE/MAX. And that same competitor also took all of his staff, as well as he had found out that his wife was having an affair with the owner of that franchise. So Gary was having a really bad day. And he, instead of quitting, decided to gather the remaining agents in his company together and ask them what he would need to do to create a company that when agents choose to join, that they'll never leave. And that's where profit share came from originally. So they said 3 things. They said, number 1, we want you to train us on how to run a business. Number 2, those agents that said, I want to create a company that when you choose to join us, you'll never leave. They said they want to Gary to stop taking their money. So that's where the cap came from. And then the 3rd thing was they said, Gary, we want you to share your profits with us. And that's where profit share comes from. Okay, so we're going to address these 3 things. Now, how does profit share work? We're going to get into the nitty gritty and we're going to get into the details of it. We'll touch on that. Just know it is a gift that is provided to you from the company for helping the company grow. It is one of the foundational pieces of our Market Center and of our company. It is the yellow ribbon that ties us all together and keeps us all transparent with each other. It is a beautiful thing. So when a Market Center is profitable, there's 2 things that have to occur in order for you to receive profit share. The first thing is the Market Center has to be profitable. Now, here's why. I know I'm not really spelling it well. A few years ago, there was another company that did revenue sharing. And so what they did was off of the agent's revenue, they would share, not off of profit. And what happened was lights were not being kept on and they needed to shut down their offices because it just wasn't working. And that was Exit Realty. And then they reinvented themselves so that they could be sustainable. A revenue share system is not a fiscally responsible or sustainable program for any company. So profit share is the way to go. So Market Center has to be profitable. And number 2, the agent needs to be in production and paying a cap. So those are the 2 things that must occur in order for you to receive profit share. All right, so today we're going to cover 2 things. We're going to cover how to enjoy the privilege of having the gift and then how to make a plan so that when you walk out of this room, you will be able to have a plan in place to refer agents to Lisa or myself to help you grow your profit share tree. Why profit share? Because it's a gift that we believe helps all of our agents achieve more. And so how does it work? Well, this is a real simple thing. Is it okay if I do this one? Can you move that camera over? The reason is I want to keep that one up. So here's the example that I always use, and I use this with every recruiting appointment that I go on. So if you've been on a recruiting appointment with me recently, this will be a little refresher. Okay, so let's pretend a company has a gross profit of $500,000 that month. It's a good month. Now they pay their bills of $300,000. It gives them a net profit of $200,000. So $200,000 in corporate America or in other traditional real estate companies, where does this $2,000 go? $200,000. Where does that go? The owners. It goes to the owners, investors, because they have invested dollars, capital, into starting the business. Here at Keller Williams, the investors, the owners give back 48% of that profit, and they keep 52%. So in this example, 100,000 roughly of that 200,000 gross profit, net profit, is going to go back to the agent profit share pool. Agent profit share pool. So far, so good. Online, give me a thumbs up if you hear me and see me. Okay, cool. So $100,000. Now the next question from, remember the group of agents that Gary met with? Because we are an agent-driven company built by agents for agents. The next question is, okay, how do we divvy up this 100 grand? Does it make sense for the agent that has the most listings to receive the most of those dollars? Not necessarily, because that agent might be capped and they're not contributing to the success of the office in direct proportion to that. So that's not necessarily. Does it make sense for the largest team to get the most of this $100,000? Not necessarily. They might not be engaged in the market center and giving back to the market center. And so how this works is it is a gift to the agents for helping the company grow by attracting talented agents outside of our office and outside of Keller Williams to join us. So here's the real easy math. Let's pretend that we have Sally. Sally is an agent that is referred by Mark. Sally chooses to meet with me, and after we have a discussion, she says, yes, I am joining Keller Williams. Great. So she does paperwork with Maggie and she gets signed on board. Maggie asks the question, so Sally, who is the person that was most integral in having the conversation with Jen? And Sally says, well, Mark was. Great. Sally names Mark as her sponsor. Now, here's how it works. When Sally is productive, you know how we all pay in 70%, a 70-30 split, right? And we pay this 30% into the company to pay our bills. Okay. When Sally is productive and paying in on her split and the company is profitable, Mark sees profit share. He gets the gift. Okay. Now let's just play this out a little bit further. Sally has a friend named Billy. Sally says, hey, Billy, you got to take a look at Keller Williams. It might be a good fit for you. It might not, but you should at least take a look at it. So Billy meets with Lisa, joins Keller Williams, gets into production, and turns in a deal, productive. Company is profitable. Profit share goes to Sally, and profit share goes to Mark. So can you see how this can be a real rewarding experience? Because when Billy succeeds, Sally succeeds, Mark succeeds. Mark really wants Sally to be successful. Sally really wants Billy to be successful, because when they succeed, we all succeed together. We share in that gift through profit share. That's why it is the yellow ribbon that ties us all together. It creates the win-win or no deal. It's the reason that when you go and talk with one of our agents and say, hey, can you help me on a listing presentation? And they will share with you their entire listing presentation. Because they know that together we all achieve more through success of our profit share system. Does that make sense? I know it's not super detailed, but that's how it works. Any questions? All right, let's keep moving. So I've already broken this down, but here it is in very nice print, actually. So the associate joins the market center, they pay company dollar, market center is profitable, and you get this automatically deposited into your account on the 21st of every month. So on the 21st of every month, you are going to see a deposit made into your account. You get to choose what you'd like to do with those dollars, and you can invest them wherever you desire. You can invest them in buying a boat, or you can invest them in stocks. We don't care. You get to do that. So after 3 years and 1 day, you're considered vested. Now, here's what vested means. Let's just say you intend on moving to the Cayman Islands to retire, and you're in our profit share system. On the 21st of every month, you're still going to receive profit share. Very cool thing. Okay, let's talk about this. There's a story of a gentleman who, it was with Keller Williams, an agent. He did not have family. Hi. He did not have family. He lived next door to a wonderful family, and they became his family. When this gentleman passed away, inside of his will, he willed his future profit share to this next door neighbor. And they are blessed with the profit share proceeds from his profit share every month, still to this day. It's pretty cool. So when we say we want to build legacies of wealth, generational wealth through real estate, this is what we mean. Okay, how does it grow? So here's you. Billy named Sally. So Sally is Billy's sponsor. And then Mark is Sally's sponsor. So that's how it goes. Okay. It goes back 7 levels. 7 levels. Now, you can choose to sponsor as many as you want. Okay. You can choose to talk to whoever you want to join our company. And I would suggest you do. So your tree, I was just talking about this with somebody. Oh, yeah, one of our ALC members. I was just talking about how you can go wide and deep. So this red is really powerful. Goodness gracious. Okay, so Jen, let's just use a real life experience. No, second level. There's another one. So these are a few names in my first line, if you will. They're the direct at Noah. I had a conversation with Noah. Did you name Ben? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I had a conversation with Wendy. Okay. Said, Wendy, you got to join our company. No, you cannot go to Bricks Real Estate. You got to come to our company. Teasing. She joined our company. Okay. She's in my first line. Your first line, you can tell a bunch of different people. Doesn't matter. It's your first level. Then they eventually are going to tell people. So Danae, Holly, and Maria, Wendy told about real estate and got them into real estate. Now, do you see how big my tree just got? Okay, so this is what we call going wide, and this is what we call going deep. Wide is going to be your kind of immediate. Those are the people that are going to be closest to you. There are people in my profit share tree from Gina that I don't even know. Okay, so there are, I don't know, I think I'm up to 28 in my profit share tree. Okay, this is how it grows. A lot of people, the misunderstanding is that they think it's too late. Well, this had to happen way back when. It's absolutely not too late. The opportunity is now greater than it was before. Gary does say the top agent, the top producing agent, and the top producing profit share earner, it may not even be with the company yet. So, like I said before, 52% stay with the owners, 48% comes to the associates, to the agent profit share pool. All right, now here's where we get into some funky math. So I just want you to hang in there with me because there's going to be some things that we have to walk through. All right, so let's just walk through this exercise together. Our market center closed commissions, GC, closed commissions gross was $150,000. Now we all have to do a royalty fee, right? So that $9,000 goes down to the royalty fee equals our net gross commission on a market center level. It's 141. Now we pay out to our agents, right? On a split, we give them money back. Okay, so let's say that that is $105,000 that we give back to the agents, which equals our company dollar of $42,300. Now we have to pay expenses. So let's just say our expenses are $18,000. That leaves us a profit of $24,300. It's a gross profit of $24,300. Okay, that's step one. Now, we have these levels of profit share that we pay out. Your profit share is 25% up to the first $3,000. It's $29.90, but right around $3,000. And this is how it gets split out. 25% goes to the profit share pool, 75% goes to the owner profit. On the second tier, the next $8,250 of profit, 35% goes to profit share pool, owners keep 65%. And then anything over 11,250 gets divvied up 50-50. All right. So in this particular example, you can see how $10,165 goes to the profit share pool, $14,135 goes to the owner profit. Okay, somebody get out a calculator and take I want to make sure that my math is correct. This 24,300, take 10,165 divided by 24,300. Should be right around 48%. I could be wrong. It's a really old PowerPoint, but it was my favorite one, so I grabbed it. So 10,165 divided by 24,300. Yeah, 41.8%. So 52% of the profit goes back to the owners, 48% goes to the associates who help the company grow by sharing the story. Now, here's the truth of the matter. I was talking with the ALC yesterday, and we had a couple of commercial guys in there. They're a little bit more analytical than us residential people, but even us residential people like numbers at times. Don't get hung up in the numbers. It's a gift. You might be able to, it might be large enough for you to take a trip to Jamaica. It might be large enough for you to buy new furniture. It might be large enough for you to go and get a dinner with your family. All of it, though, is something that you would not have had before. I look at it as play money. But it comes to me every single month on the 21st. On a monthly basis, the profit share factor is determined, here's where we get into the math, by dividing the market center's total profit share pool by the total company dollar. The person that came up with this, go ahead, is a genius. in numbers. And I don't get too hung up in it, to be really honest. I look at what I receive every month and I say, woo-hoo. Robert Stewart received, I think, the largest amount that he's received.
Next to that, I usually get about 1,000 a month now. It's been up to 1,600.
Can I ask you what you do with it? You have
Yeah.
a plan for it?
It goes into my IRA. A lot of it up to 6 grand, obviously, and then the rest goes into other stocks. I just invest it.
You do? Okay, so
Yeah.
you invest yours.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was seeing is sometimes people will like, I had a friend of mine who went to Jamaica
Yes.
with her family. I bought some furniture. It's really up to you, whatever you want to do with it. You invest it.
The reason I do that is because, well, up until this year, I've gotten less than 6,000,
Okay.
so I can collect it tax-free, put it into an IRA so that I can use it, have it grow, and then
Sure.
withdraw it later tax-free.
Sure.
But I'm gonna have a problem this year because I'm getting too much. And that's the best humble brag that there is.
Yeah, right. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it's a terrible little problem. And I wish it on everyone. So yeah,
Yeah.
First world problems, bro.
no kidding.
Yeah. I don't know if you could hear Robert, but he said he just has a little bit of a problem because he might have to start paying taxes. Okay, so we can, if you want to sit with me and do the profit share, and when I say sit with me, I mean sit with Beth. If you want to sit with us when we do transmittal, it would be really cool for you to see how this is calculated. Here's what I love about it. Nobody's talking about this in real estate, companies wise. It's kind of cool. So I get very, very pumped up about it, very excited. So how is profit share dispersed? Well, when, this was a question actually yesterday too, when somebody is paying into company dollar, then they participate in the profit share. But when you're not contributing to company dollar, you're at 100%. So you're not contributing to the profit of the market center because you're not giving them any money. Does that make sense? I said that in a really convoluted way. So they're not part of profit share at that point because they've capped out. All right. So the different levels. Look at the screen and tell me what you see. What do you see?
Usually goes, comes from your first level.
Why do you think that is?
You brought them in, so.
Yeah. Gary went, and it's not just Gary, it was the group. It's actually Gary Gentry. He was the one that really helped with determining this. He said, we need to inspire people and thank them for being our advocates to a lot of different people. We need to reward them, if you will, for just being a shining light of Keller Williams to their circle. So we're going to give them the largest amount in the 7th levels, right? We're going to do the 50% at the first level because that gives an instant gratification as a thank you. Now, what you'll notice is it goes down and then it comes back up. Why do you think it comes back up? Any ideas?
Well, if there's many agents, it's contributing more to the company dollar.
Yeah. Do you think that this agent, generally speaking, has been here longer and been participating in KW longer than an agent that doesn't have a tree that's that deep? Pretty good chance they have them, unless they're just coming out the gates, guns a-barreling and just. But this is time on task over time as a reward. So this is thank you for staying with us and being with us and retaining with us and growing with us. This is the instant gratification. This is a little bit more removed. Okay, these people, like I said, some of them, I don't even know who they are. And then this is kind of a thank you on the inside of it as well. Longevity wise. So it's pretty genius how they figured it out. I just like to look at my dollars every month, what's happening. I do not want you to recruit. I want you to be so happy selling real estate that you just can't help but tell people about it. And when they ask you why you're so happy, you say, because I'm at Keller Williams Select Realty. And you should really talk to Jen, or you should really talk to Lisa, because I think you could be this happy too. That's all I want you to do. We have some companies out there that say, join us, because then you won't have to sell real estate. And you can just recruit people to your team, and then you don't have to sell real estate anymore. My response to that is, somebody's got to sell real estate. That's what we do. So you can only kick the can down the road so far. Somebody actually has to sell real estate. I would prefer that you love selling real estate and that you're so happy doing it that you just can't help but share. Is it real money? Yes, it is. I promise, because I receive it. And I don't receive a lot of it from this market center. So sometimes people will be really honest and 100% transparent. Sometimes in market centers, they have fears that the team leader is just going to take all of their recruits. And there was a big brouhaha about that a couple of years ago. I've chosen to build my profit share tree kind of outside these four walls, just to protect my integrity with our agents, to be really honest. Now, Jared's helping me through that, because he's like, no, you have to build your tree too. But I often will, send them somewhere else. If you want to name me, go ahead and name Maggie, or name Melissa, or name Noah. But so the moral of the story with that is, it doesn't have to be here. I'd like it to be here. I'd like you to go get everybody to come here. But if you have friends in Fargo, if you have friends in River Falls, if you have friends in North Dakota, Montana, Joel, if you have friends in Arizona, just know that you can receive profit share by referring them to the team leader that is in that state and in that area. Okay. If you have any questions about who the team leader might be, reach out to me or Lisa, and we can connect you with the coolest ones there. Not that all team leaders aren't cool, but there's some that are cooler than others. So what could that do for you, and what could it do for your family? What could it provide for your kids? What could it provide for your significant other? What could it provide for you? Like, you want to go on a spa day? Go on a spa day. Jen, how many times could you go to the Cayman Islands or Key West? Yeah, go to the Florida Keys. Get something for your Harley. Just have fun with it. It should be fun money. Annie, it's good to see your face. Well, not your face, but it's good to see your name. Annie is, hi, Annie. You're on mute.
Hello.
Hello. So glad you joined us. So here's what I would love for you to do. I would love for you to relate to other agents. I would love for you to refer them. And then I would love for you to help us recruit them simply by being nice. That is all. So if you think of an agent right now who, if I asked you, who do you know that does a good book of business, that is fun, that is approachable, and you really loved doing the deal with them within the last year and a half? Think of a name. That would be somebody that you would want to refer to us. Now here's the ask. I will ask for you to please let them know and ask for their permission for us to call them. That makes it so much easier. So who to talk to, what to say, and how to follow up. So of course, we never say anything negative. This is all pretty remedial things, but I would honestly, a great script is, hey, Dawn, you're a great agent and we worked really hard on pulling this deal together. Would you be offended if I just had my team leader give you a call? She needs to know you. I mean, you've complimented them genuinely, and then you've asked for their permission. They won't say no.
They may not answer their phone.
They may not answer their phone. That's true. Here's a really cool story though. This is a true story. Ben, my kid, he's relatively new in the business. I told him he can say that for one more month and then he's past his year and then he can't be new anymore. He just did a deal with a CB agent. CB agent's probably an $8.5, $9 million producer. And he liked her. He thought she did a really good job. And it was very nice to him, but firm and, handled herself, negotiated herself for her client. Yet was always very kind to him. She's like, Mom, I kind of want to see what we can, I think she would do really well. And I said, all right, well, here's what you need to do. Let her know that I'm calling. And sure enough, that kid called her up and said, hey, her name's Laura. Laura, I really just wanted to thank you for working with me on bringing this deal together. And I was talking to my team leader and mentioned your name. And I think she needs to know you. Would you be offended if she gave you a call? And Laura on the other end, because, she's been recruited a bunch by a lot of places. She's like, well, that's the first time I've heard that one. And laughed, and she took my call. And we have an appointment with her. So we'll see. Some will, some won't. And that's all it is. It's just getting comfortable. So ask relationship building questions. It doesn't have to be hard, guys. It really doesn't. Share a shift book with them. Send them a coffee gift card. Right now, go into Command and capture the SMART plan for K-Score and use it. Yep, 100%. Invite them to classes. Look at our upcoming training event. Oh, here's a great one to invite to. So our Thanksgiving feast has nothing to do with real estate, yet it will be one of the probably the most inspiring and I think energizing meetings that you can invite somebody to. And they will get to see how cool all of you are. People need community right now. They just are starving for it. Okay. So build the relationships. Team leaders, re-recruit. That's what we do. So I'm going to skip through some of this. Okay. Plant the seed, cultivate the seed. Inside of your database, inside of Command, did you know that you could tag co-op agents? Then you could plan on inviting them to an appreciation luncheon. In our ALC, we're going to be talking about the idea to bring in an appreciation, co-op agent appreciation, happy hour or lunch for our agents. Right now, on a market center level, we are calling all of your co-op agents and thanking them for doing business with KW Select. So we're calling them on your behalf and doing our best to cultivate that relationship. Okay, how do I stop this? Here we go. Stop. All right, let's open it up for some questions. Hi, Mickey. Let's open it up for some questions. Who's got them? Anybody? I've either done a really poor job or a really good job. I can't tell yet. Jen G.
I do. Other than agents, I mean, because, what if, this is going to sound horrible. I'm like, yeah, who have I worked with that I've liked lately? I'm like, well, they've all been Keller Williams Select agents. And the other ones I didn't like, and I wouldn't want to work with them. So I'm like, okay, so who else can I be tapping other than agents?
Okay, so what about for K-Score for new ones? Now think about if you go to a restaurant, anyone who is a server, a bartender, works in the hotel industry. There's a statistic out there right now that 48% of the workforce is going to be making a career change in the next 6 months. So think about who you know that is a hospitality type of person.
Mhm.
that may do really well in real estate. So you could go there. Number two, if you haven't done a deal with them, but they're cool, reach out to them. You don't have to use the, thank you for working hard on pulling this deal together. You could just say, now is a great time. It's gratitude month. So you could simply go through and just think about realtors and say, hey, I just want to thank you for making an impact in my life. I would love to return the favor. Would you be willing to have a 30-minute consultation or a 15-minute consultation or a business discussion with my team leader? At the end of the day, we may not be able to recruit them, but I know we can help them. Does that help, Jen?
Yeah.
Also, think about admins. Okay, so here's the secret sauce. If you want to recruit a top agent, recruit their admin. Because if they love their admin, they will go anywhere their admin want to go. When I was a team leader back in the Woodbury office, this was back in the horse and buggy days, the #1 Coldwell Banker agent at the time, everybody wanted to recruit her. And so I thought, well, I'll go get her. And yet she wouldn't answer me. She would not even pick up the phone. And this is back in the day when people actually picked up phones. She would not pick up the phone. She blew me off every single chance she could get. Until the day that I called the office and I talked to her admin for a second. And her admin, it was because of her that they came to Keller Williams. Because I got her in alignment with one of our admin of our top teams. And I said, hey, you need to help her. She is pulling out her hair and this top agent is driving her crazy. And so, yeah, so we stayed in communication with the admin. And would you believe that, that the agent called me and said, all right, I have to meet with you because my admin says that she's leaving and I can't live without her. Got the team. Because of the admin. So it might not be the agent. There might be somebody on a team. We are a technology-driven company. We are going to be able to reach people that are not necessarily have been in the business a long time, but they've shot up like a rocket. And they are the ones that are on social media doing, tickety tacks and stuff like that. That's what Jason Abrams calls them, tickety tacks. Think of those people as well. What other questions, guys? One of the questions that I hear often is, well, what about our market center? Because for those that have been here for a while, there were months when we were apart that we were not profitable. And so they weren't really seeing the rewards of profit share. That is no longer the case. We profit shared just about $250,000 this year, 242,300 something so far given back to the agents this year. We will hit $250,000. It's a little shy of where our goal was, but it's better than, it's like 1,000% better than what it was. So that we don't have to necessarily worry about, not that it was a worry, but just, it's not going to be an issue. Anything else? Okay.
I put a question in the chat, but I'm covering the phone, so I didn't want to talk.
Okay. I don't know where the chat is.
Melissa has it on the computer.
Okay. Thank you. Let's see.
He said, what if you're not an agent? What about someone who grows their tree with someone who isn't an agent like me for Ben?
So, okay. So the beauty of the profit share trees are there will be agents that are not licensed. There will be people that are not licensed selling real estate in your tree. But Noah, you might know someone that does get licensed. So that person that would name you would receive profit share from them, and Ben would receive profit share from them as well. So it'll go deep. Okay. Here's what I'd love to do. I'd love to get this on the calendar once a month for just people to keep top of mind. I'm gonna reach out to some ALC members to see if they want to teach it between Jared and myself. We will make sure that we are talking about it at a high level. This handout here, guys, I will make sure that we email it out to you, but there are 10 simple gifts that you could use to grow your profit share tree. So for instance, Jim Zeller just ordered a box of the One Thing books, and he's going to hand out One Thing books to business owners, not just real estate people. You could give them a coupon to meet with me. You could invite them to a training. There is a social book that you could send them, attracting friends, followers, and connections to your business. There's a shift book that you could send them, the MREI, the MREA, This Month in Real Estate, Your First Home. You could send them a video from KW Connect. You could do the 11 tactics for shift. You could do, oh, and then there's scripts. Would you like to meet for coffee? I'd love to meet for coffee. There's a bunch in here. So I'll send you all these resources and materials for you, if that would be helpful for you. Right now, I think we have 60, 67, 76. I kind of get my numbers switched in our case score queue to sign up for school. That's huge. It's going to be good. We're going to fill up that PC program with new agents that are smart. Okay, that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate your time so much. Thank you for sharing and thank you for asking questions. Thank you, Annie, for stepping in. Nikki, good to see you as well.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank
See you
you.
next time.
See you next time. Bye-bye.